Hi guys, I received a few questions and today I wanted to address them. And the first question is a very good one. It's asking, does a human need to clear karmic ties or does it automatically happen once they grow and evolve? It's a very good question. And if you notice, the second part of the question actually has an answer to it. As far as I know, nobody's going to clear your karma. It's a myth because your free will is respected. If you created your karma, you need to resolve it basically. And it's not a bad thing. There's not like a good or bad karma. Karma just is. It's a action reaction. It's a cause and effect. You as a creator, consciously or unconsciously went into something, some direction. And in other words, karma is action that you take, and then you have to see it through. If you want it finished, you have to put everything back together the way it was before, basically balance it out. That's all that means. And the second part of the question says, does it automatically happen? Does the karma clear once we grow and evolve? Well, growing and evolving means you will attend to your karma and balance it all out. That's the part of being conscious and aware human being of what you create. Again, nobody can do anything to us without us agreeing to anything. If you don't know about your free will, and unconsciously or unaware you don't choose, well, somebody will choose for you. That's why we always tend to blame, oh, somebody did this to us and all of this happening. Doesn't matter what it is, politics or anything else like this. Well, we don't exercise our free will. We're not even, a lot of the humans not even aware of it. And whoever aware of it it's hard to exercise your free will because it's hard work. If you say something and stick with it, no matter what, and then it works out. So with karma, another aspect of it, like let's say if somebody needs to resolve karmic debt, let's say that they have created when they were unconscious, we have so many past lives that we just unconsciously lived and build and build and build all this karmic debt. And of course, with this lifetime, we're becoming human beings becoming more aware of that. And of course, they get stuck with, huge payment that they need to make, a lot of karma to resolve. That's why whoever is evolving right now is in that process. Sometimes, there's cases, it's talking about we have to get out of polarity thinking, whether something's good or bad. Where we go in the next levels, it's just a potential. It's a perspective. There is no good and bad. It's just, what is it for you? What experience are you getting out of it? So sometimes when there's a lot of karma and a quick way to resolve it in, let's say, one lifetime, sometimes it gets through, let's say, terminal illness, through pain and suffering. There's a lot of karmic resolution that's happening at the same time. Same thing, you look at wars, of course, it's a horrible thing, war shouldn't exist anyway, but the fact is it does. And a lot of times souls choose to be there to quickly resolve karma. I mean, you're going through so much in the war zone because you constantly alert, constantly paying attention to every single thing that's happening. And your life is always, more or less in danger. So with that, a lot of souls, well, not a lot, but whoever does choose to go there to resolve karma. And then you can see that this is not necessarily a bad thing. Once you get out of polarity consciousness to look from like a third point of view, third perspective, I guess, then you see everything has a reason. And not to say that it's a good excuse to have a war, but that's one way to look at karma. If you pay your debt, if you wanted to pay it off sooner, you agree to certain things, on a soul level, of course. Nobody consciously will agree to be in the war zone. Well, anyway, it's this is karma and how it works. Another question, other vortexes in Russia, just like the ones in Sedona. Well, Sedona has a specific vortexes because it has a lot of magnetic core, not magnetic, I mean iron core in Sedona. So that actually creates this magnetic field vortexes. That's what Sedona is the red rocks are famous for. Russia has a lot of just like any place on this planet, has a lot of so-called energy points or power points. And just to name a couple, I guess the Beluga mountain, it's in Altai region. It's a male energy and it's very powerful. And I haven't been there, but I've heard that if you actually spend, like anywhere from 5 to 7 days there, you definitely change your perspective on life and everything else like this. You don't come back the same. But the little nuance is that although it's an energy point, it's a power point, but if you go there with the wrong state of mind, with the wrong intentions, you won't get anything. It's like, so the power point only works for those who seek it in the right way. So not just anybody could go. I mean, you can go there, but you're not going to feel anything. Another one is there's an island on the Lake Baikal that's also very strong energy point, and there's a few more. Like I said, there's lots of them. The Russian part, Karelia region, that's the one that kind of goes closer to Finland. There's lots of course, it's beautiful, but there's lots of energy points as well. In the region of Abkhazia as well, very much, very, very strong energies. I mean, the whole country of Abkhazia is very beautiful and very strong energy there. The whole country lives off the fresh water that comes from the mountains. They don't do anything with it. So it's a different life there. Well, anyway, that's more on vortexes. So not really vortexes, but energy points. And another question, are the solar flares from the sun upgrading, changing the frequency of our DNA? Well, the codes from the sun and just cosmic rays, neutrinos, and lots of others, they're constantly always changing the way life is. Just to quickly, there was an experiment, I can't remember where, but they were looking at the fetus, I guess, of an animal, and they shielded it from any rays, that could possibly go through. And the fetus would stop developing. They would unshield it and it develops. So not only the sun, but the sun plus all this cosmic energy, that is the only way for us to live. It penetrates everything. We live off of that. This is what energizes our lives here. So, and of course, as there's a lot of codes that comes from the sun and the rest of the cosmic space, they're changing our DNA, but there's a lot of counter measurements that's been happening to stop that. And there's lots of actually information on the human codes, how we've been, they've been actually undermined or messed with, and that's why it's so hard for us to become aware of cosmic life and be conscious human being in all respects. But there's lots of also knowledge, information that those codes are now in the process of being fixed. It's going to be a big help to whoever is looking to evolve more and more and more. Another question is about ascended masters and their current role on Earth. What's happening is a lot of ascended masters before, they would help people awaken a lot of people, right? Right now, things are changing a little bit. And just to briefly say that mostly ascended masters are now basically picking the cream of the crops, if that's the proper way to say it. They attend to people who are already in the process. They cannot help you anymore as far as pulling you. You would have to be already on your way at being aware, because there's shifting of powers, whoever's, in charge. Jupiter's come into play, and it's changing a little bit how the game works. So right now, again, to address, the Ascended Masters are attending to whoever is already going and willing and open to. It's not because they don't want to attend to anybody else, but they just don't have the option right now. They pick whoever is going. And to continue on that, basically, there's going to be, a split of four ways that you can go. First way is, of course, 3D. There's going to be constructive and destructive, so plus and minus. So minus is for the people who really need more time to work through their karma and to realize how life works and to be on their way to resolving their karma and moving on. Positive 3Ds for people who already kind of like, realize what's going on and everything is fine, but they still need to finish up just a little bit of, things. Still karmic, but it's going to be more in more of a let's say easier way, not as tough as the 3D minus, where things could be rough and tough. Because if whoever is not waking up at this point needs to be motivated a little bit more, and that's just how it is. And further split goes into 4D. It also splits to positive and negative, constructive, destructive, more or less. And the negative one, this is actually where it's a technological way. The technology way is, let's say right now, a perfect example would be, I think China came up with artificial uterus, right, to help the babies grow and everything else like this. And organ replacement, it's all a technological way, right? Instead of healing your body through balancing out your emotions and psychosomatic, basically, right? Where the problem is to the root of it, and then addressing that, and then the problem goes away. That would be the one way. But if we choose to replace organs and to deal with the medications instead of addressing the root of the problem, that's the negative 4D way. Instead of, looking for ways to, let's say, flying aircrafts, anything physical, cars and everything like this. Again, organ replacement, medications instead of addressing the problem. That would be all that. And it's also a creation. It's not that it's bad. This is just that way. All of these ways are God created, and all of them are valid, and souls choose either through their, actions, human actions. You made your way there, or your soul just wants to go there. All of the four ways are fine. The positive 4D would be where, instead of, like I said, replacing organs, you address your emotional state and heal yourself through balancing out your emotional stuff. And let's say, instead of flying an aircraft, telepathy is going to be the way, teleportation is going to be the way. So see how there's a fork. You can see how they're different. And again, don't think that where you want to go or where you're going to go, let's say you go into constructive 4D, you got yourself there, right? But then the positive 4D is going to help the negative 3D. Negative 4D is going to be working with the positive 3D. So life is always interchangeable. Everything is always working together. Nothing's going to be separate, although separation will definitely take place, not as a final result. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Sign up for my channel. And if you have any more questions, please submit them either under this video, or I will put my email under the video as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. See you guys next time.